Alright, so here we are in the semifinals between Nicko and Quiritz here in the qualifier. We have, of course, as mentioned, Nicko playing as the Soviets in the southwest corner of Mill Road. And opposing him, we can give a short introduction here by Nathan, my co-caster.
Yeah, so we have Quiritz, who has... I haven't actually followed his games in this tournament, so I'm not sure who he was against, but he's been doing quite well recently. But he's playing the Wehrmacht, yeah, and he's got German Mechanized Doctrine, Blitzkrieg Doctrine, and Spearhead. So we might see a tiger in this game. I would love to see it.
Yeah, I know in his series versus, I think it was Inca Una or Orange Pest, he used a lot of vehicles with the spotting scopes, which is of course here courtesy of the German Mechanized Doctrine. So we might see that again, because that was also on Mill Road. And they used it quite effectively in the north here, setting up a lot of support weapons and then using the spotting scopes on the vehicles, you know, to give them vision radius.
I've definitely seen German Mechanized on a lot of players' commander choices recently, so it might not be a half bad choice.
So we have the first couple of engagements going on here all across the map. We see Quiritz taking quite a strong hold here. Meanwhile, Nicko already slightly ahead, already captured his Muni point, and, you know, holding on to the stars, making sure his opponent can't capture the center.
Yeah, looking at how Nicko's set up, it doesn't look like he's going to end up going for airborne troops tactics, because he hasn't got his 4th conscript, so we're probably going to see either the Grasmo or defensive.
We do have a flamer pop here in the north, which is going to force those grenadiers away. Meanwhile, we see the garrisons being used here by both players. Quiritz here in the south trying to hold.
You have the Flamer trying to get around the MG42s there to cut them off.
Making sure it's not getting flanked, as the grenadiers are occupied here, trying to defend their fuel.
Here, though, that could come around, but it looks to be building green cover on the mid instead.
So we have a deep flanking grenadier here. Where is he going? Is he going for the Nicko's cutoff here?
It looks to be going for the cutoff while this entire engagement is just slowly happening. Just as the conscript here, though, that can try and stop them. They're not the most healthy grenadiers.
Yeah. We do see here Mr. Quiritz using some of the new features of this map, the green wall up in the north by the fuel point, which is of course courtesy of some of the changes we see in these Master League tournaments. As the flamethrower gets forced away once again there.
The cutoff was fully captured by those grenadiers, and they have a second unit of conscript moving them up trying to support them. Then there it goes. So both sides not getting any fuel right now.
Nope. We have MG set up there, almost covering that cutoff, but not quite.
So Nicko, rather Quiritz, has opted into getting 4 grenadiers early. It's interesting because this does somewhat delay the 222.
Yeah, but not by that much. I mean, he hasn't really had any fuel income here, so it's actually not too delayed, considering the resource income, you know?
Yeah, we'll see. He still has yet to even build the tier 2. Pioneer is bringing back though.
Nicko already getting tier 3 up here. Could see a very fast M5 or potentially a T70 within the next minute.
I mean, he has the munitions to upgrade the M5 instantly, so it won't be a half bad choice.
Really liking Quiritz's setup here, actually. He's playing it very, very slow, but very textbook austere here, you know, supporting his units. Slowly pushing with a large wave of units.
MG42 is going to reposition, try and suppress the infantry, the engineers.
Yeah, just going to want to get rid of that flamethrower.
got Grenadiers just covering off that center VP from the conscripts.
We do have an M5 coming out here for Nicko, meanwhile 2-2 for Quiritz.
The 2-2 isn't going to have a good time on its own, but the M5 upgrade, the M17 really does counter the 2-2 quite well.
Oh yeah.
But if you can get a pack in time, it should be fine.
Not really seen any tellers so far either. I think that might be the Pioneer's duty right now. But still no heal bunker either. He really put all of his munitions into that one LMG gun.
Yeah, getting the sweepers and the LMG early. He's getting the bunker up now though.
Well, here comes the M5. Already, of course, queuing up the quad.
I've been seeing a lot of M5s in this tournament, and it's great to see. Such a strong unit to have on the field.
Oh yeah, and it's really been like creeping. Oh, we saw Grenadier go down in the south there. Holy crap, where did that come from?
How did...
The conscript just executed him on retreat.
Oh, that's not great for Quiritz right now.
That's a major loss this early. I mean, if he wants to rebuild that, it's gonna delay the pack gun as well, right? So, quite...
M17 in the meanwhile is still tuned on these Grenadiers, so it's just bleeding slowly. He really needs that pack, though, if he wants to cover off this M17.
I mean, as long as he can keep it contained, then he should be able to with Grenadiers and the 2-2, I think.
He has to be really careful, he can't overextend himself.
Yeah, Nicko just really all over the map here.
Oh, the pack is coming out now, though, for Quiritz, so that should be able to keep the M17 out of his face.
MG still not vet 1 either, so it's not really much help.
He hasn't really seen much usage recently. Mostly just kind of sat in the back a bit.
Oh yeah. I wonder if he would have skipped pack gun for the Grenadier rebuild if his MG was vet 1. Because at least then he would be able to support versus the quad, right?
Yeah, it's quite hard right now without the variancy on the MG. But like I said, the MG hasn't done much in this game. The M17 is almost vet 1 as well.
I wonder if that is in LOS here from the house. Yes, it is. So Quiritz should be able to spot that mine there. As the pack opens up, first shot connects. Going to force that away to repair. Meanwhile, assist gun is out for Nicko, quite unsurprisingly. It feels really well with this build. It works as a howitzer, kind of, to help deal with the support weapons.
I mean, you gotta love having this system because of its artillery barrage ability.
Yeah.
It's never a bad thing, really.
That's really like here, you know, he takes a hit from the pack gun in the south with the quad and then just immediately regroups across the map to an area where he knows the pack isn't because it just revealed itself, right?
Exactly. The thing with the M17 is it takes only 2 shots to kill, I believe, from a pack.
That's true.
Whereas the T70, I think, is 3. So it's a little bit less durable, but can really be a massive nuisance.
We saw the pack here forcing away the 2-2 and then immediately doubling. Oh, huge shot there on the machine gun. Forcing that
not
all
what
the
you
way
want to
back
see
to
with
base.
the MG still not getting any variancy.
Yeah, it's not been that useful so far. Really struggling. And here we see a mortar coming out for Quiritz. Interesting choice. Still no Grenadier rebuild. Might be opting for... Actually, he has no GCS here. That's quite uncommon, I must say. I feel like most players are running the Jaeger Command Squad doctrines for us here currently.
It's one of the most potent commanders that the Wehrmacht have.
Yeah, and it's not only one, you have it in like Storm Doctrine as well, so... It's just very nice in a scenario like this where you've lost the squad. This Grenadier getting very low as well!
Let's go down to the M17. Is he going to go around the house in time? Should be fine, I think.
Ooh, yeah.
Very close, but let's get away. The pack is setting up, though.
Connects.
Does have the overdrive ability now though, the M17 because it's variant seed increase, so it should be a lot harder to kill.
Oh yeah.
As long as Nicko is very well aware.
It basically makes pack guns useless versus this, because they simply can't hit it.
Just hit and run.
Yeah.
And MQ2's getting hit by the Zis gun.
Yeah. As the mortar is opening up fire. We see a rifle nade there.
Did it not go off?
No, it cancelled it. The model died and the engineer repositioned, so simply cancel it.
Finally got Vet 1 on the MG42 now. Bit late.
Mines here. Grenadiers about to walk into them. Olaf and Hans forced to retreat there.
Looking at the looking at how much he's bleeding right now, Quiritz that is. He's already lost one squad of Grenadiers and he's constantly having to retreat these squads. Now the MG's gonna get flanked by some engineers.
I don't know, that arc is very nicely set up by
I just seen
Quiritz.
that. I thought the MG was spaced in the base, but no, it was not.
And I was about to say, that M5 is kind of playing with fire there, because that MG is now Vet 1. Could have seen Incendiary, but I don't think Quiritz wanted to risk it. We do see some excellent attack rounds here through this hedgerow.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Another more is a danger.
Yeah. Already repositioned though by Quiritz.
Second MG is the choice for Quiritz right now. What do you think about that?
I don't hate it, but I'm wondering, is he really going to stay at 3 Grenadiers? I feel like that could have been a mistake. But we'll see. I don't know. Quiritz playstyle is a lot static in the late game, and maybe he feels comfortable playing only 3 Grenadiers. We'll see. We see here Nicko though opting for a guard motor here, so I'm assuming we'll get some guards and some 120mm mortars.
And that's the problem with double MG, right? You now have the threat of the 120.
Yeah.
And with Commander Terminate not being in effect in this, you expect, you know, Cosmo being one of the most picked options.
Oh yeah, for sure. So yeah, Cis barrage probably happening here in a second. There we go.
Not too on point right now.
There you go.
There
It's not only one shell.
Yeah, but you know, not too much health damage.
Half HP.
Yeah, an MG42 can still do a lot of damage even with half health.
Oh yeah. There we go, a T-3485 in queue for Nicko. 14 minutes, that's quite fast.
Jesus, that is fast.
Yeah, Battle Phase 2 is coming for Quiritz, but he still is quite far away from a Panzer IV.
But that's the thing with going for the M17, right? You are paying, what, 40 less fuel for it? So you can get your tanks out faster.
I do like this engagement in the south. Both players bringing their sweepers, spotting the mines.
Rifle grenade going up on my conscript, really doing a lot of damage there.
Yeah, I got very low there.
But the M17 support, there's not much the Grenadiers can do. And we've got a 120 mortar coming on the field.
Nice spot there. Going to do a lot of damage, I think, a number on Quiritz. Of course, T-3485 coming out here as well. Only one pack gun present currently.
We just know the telemine is in between the bushes, I believe, with the sweeper engagement previously.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure Nicko is aware of that.
Yeah. Should be, anyway. Pack trying to reposition, but the T-34 is already backed out of there. Or maybe not. Oh, there he goes. So tier 3 has been built now by Quiritz. We can see a Panzer not too far off. But Panzer IV struggles a bit against a T-35.
Especially when there's a Cis gun, and with this doctrine you also get Mark vehicle, you know, which is just... The 85 takes 5 hits to kill, the Panzer IV with Mark takes like 3.5.
Yeah,
like-
you really have to be careful with this Panzer IV and keep it supported with the pack.
Yeah, I think a second pack is necessary for Quiritz at this point.
100%.
I'm pretty sure he's aware as well. He's not had the early game that you really are looking for
I mean,
with
looking
Ostia.
at the fuel right now, look at Nicko's fuel, 85. He's not that far off another tank
Securing our
in
territory.
comparison to Quiritz.
Oh yeah. So we have some counter artillery going on here. Counter barrages.
Yeah, I mean, the 120 hiding behind this line of sight blocker may be a little bit harder for it to hit.
Outfitted Panzer IV command tanks are now available. Now have access to additional battlefield options. New items can now be built.
Two still only vet 1. About to hit vet 2 here. He really wants that vet 2 to get that extra vision.
Yeah, the 2-2 was just so zoned out by the M17, so it hasn't been able to do too much. Though, nice shot from the Panzer onto the conscripts
Oh yeah,
down south.
getting very low. Does have that 7-man upgrade now, making them extremely potent compared to their pre-7-man status.
Yeah, very resilient. And the Zis can open fire onto the Panzer IV, gonna have to force that back.
This M5 just such a presence in the south.
It's a mobile suppression platform. It's such a scary thing, but the Grenadiers could
Grenadiers
go
go
down. They
down.
do, and drop an MG42.
Yeah, I don't think Nicko can pick that up with anything though. 85 in the center here, taking a lot of damage, trying to take out that 2-2. Not quite available.
There.
Yeah, that's 2 Grenadier losses for Quiritz. Now he's only running 2 mainline infantry squads and 4 support weapons.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Quiritz right now. Losing those 2 Grenadiers. It's gonna set him back for sure, because he's gonna have to replace at least one of them.
Oh yeah.
And with the second T-35 on, like, just coming out very soon,
We have 200
it's
points
it's not looking great.
Yeah, and P4 is in position. This teller could backfire here if Quiritz drives over it.
The enemy is taking our territory.
I'm trying to do attack ground through the line of sight.
Ooh. 120 mil almost taking out the 2-2 here. I'm not sure if Quiritz has noticed that.
Second package is finding to go for Quiritz.
It almost takes out the Grenadiers.
is going down.
Yeah, on retreat there. 120 mil just showing no mercy at all. And that 85 is dangerously close to that teller. Surely Nicko spotted
He knows
that.
it's there. I think he knows it's there. That's why he's not driving too far up. If he didn't spot that earlier, I would be surprised.
Maybe he forgot about it.
Maybe. He hasn't taken it out, sir. There, the second T-45 now. It's looking really rough for Quiritz.
Oh yeah, and by the way, German mechanized was picked here, so my
Mortar taking a big shot onto the MG42.
do see spotting scopes here on both the Panzer IV and the 2-2.
Yeah,
We are
more line of sight.
going to see if it works for Quiritz.
Oh, the Mark coming in though. That T-34 is stuck between 2 packs and a Panzer right now. Oh, one
mean,
pack did go down.
Yeah, and the second T-34-85 is coming as well. And there are 2 connections.
And the Zits.
Panzer IV only needs 1 more hit to go down here. And there you go. There you have the difference right there.
And I think there's not much Quiritz can do anymore.
Like right there, you know, the 85 requiring 5 hits and the Panzer IV only requires 3 with Mark vehicle. Just showing how strong this combo is.
The T-34 85 just munched on those Grenadiers just there. Oh, 4 models get wiped with 1 shot.
Yes, really well played by Nicko there, and Quiritz really underestimating the damage the 85 can deal. And it seems Quiritz is throwing in the towel here with the the reveal of the second T-3045. So good game,
Yeah,
and
that
well
was the
played to
thing he could do.
Nicko. You know, Quiritz kind of struggled to get good use out of his units. Nicko just constantly outfacing him here. You saw the machine gun struggling to get value. It took it like 5 minutes to even get vet 1, and then you had no longer actually. It wasn't vet 1 when the quad appeared, which was like what 6-7 minutes.
It was
so
like 12. Yeah, so it was like 11 minutes when it got vet 1.
yeah, and the same with the 2-2. I'm not even sure if it ever hit vet 2. Which is like
really couldn't, to be honest, because the M17 was if the 2-2 aggro too far, I would just get taken out by the M17 and the Zis that was on the field.
I mean, he did have the pack gun though. I just think, you know, he just really struggled to get the use out of those units, and Nicko really capitalizing on that.
There, yeah.
And especially when you go down 2 squads like we saw as well, right? So yeah.
I mean, it's never good losing squads, especially though for the Wehrmacht.
Oh yeah. But yeah, good game, and let's check out if game 2 is ready to go. I'm not quite sure. Let me check. Gonna do a quick restart of the client first, though.
Yeah, same. I'll do the same. But yeah, it was just a downhill, you know, climb for Quiritz. He's just slowly just getting crushed by Nicko in that game.
I think Quiritz is also this type of player, you know, he plays it kind of static and slow, making him extra strong in the late game, but versus players such as Nicko that are quite aggressive in nature, you know? They just keep attacking, keep looking for weaknesses in your composition, essentially.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
you could see that
watching Nicko a lot. You can always see he's always trying to keep you active, always keeping all his units active.
Yeah, I mean, you could see that in the early game, right? You could see just Quiritz constantly getting outmaneuvered there with the combat engineer, you know, wiggling around the cutoff. You saw the conscripts grabbing the fuel, and Quiritz, not knowing what to do, simply did the same. You know, he sent a unit to his opponent's cutoff, you know, just to try to put some of the pressure off of him and pressure on his opponent. But Nicko just handling it like a king, and, you know, just keeping it together and keeping that pressure up, which is just very cool to see, I think.
Yeah, I think if it did inevitably went to the late game, I think Quiritz definitely had a big chance to win. But honestly, at one point you realize he was going to lose, because, you know, the second T-35 is coming out. You would have had to have taken out the first one, which he had the chance. But of course, as you said, mark target and the T-35 just munchies on a Panzer IV.
Oh yeah. Are we casting the final and third place? No, we're not. We're only doing this one series, then I gotta go. But yeah, we're loading into game 2 right now, so we'll be there any moment by now. We see a very exciting faction he picked here from one of the players, which I'm looking forward to see. No spoilers just yet.
Yeah, quite interesting to see.
You expecting UKF pineapple? Well, we'll see. We'll see. So we have about 2 minutes to go here before the match begins. Let me just update the scores real quick.
Oh, I just noticed the half wall on the North Fjord.
Wait, what did you say?
I just noticed the half wall on the North Fjord.
Half wall?
Yeah, the wall, on the fuel, the no fuel.
Oh yeah, what I was talking about. Yeah, it's a new change for this for the Master League version.
Yeah, I haven't managed to seen tons of games in Mill Road, the Master League version that is, of course. So I haven't seen all the changes to it. I know a few of the older ones, but some of the new ones I've lost track of.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's like no huge changes happening to any of the Master League maps, I don't think, but there's some small things like that. I think it's to mirror the hay ball, right? Yeah, there's a hay ball right here on the southern fuel, so I think it's to mirror that, which is cool. Still have the med kit in the north as well, and of course
I don't know how I've never noticed that before. By the way,
which one?
The med kit.
Oh really?
I've never gone like gone around that little corner.
I mean, this map used to have so many like small little features like that. There used to be an STG by the southern house that you could pick up. That was like hidden, so you could get like a conscript to go pick up an STG. It's kind of funny.
I mean, yeah, it's always fun seeing this stuff.
This is what we're trained for.
But yeah, here we are, game 2, of course. We got Nicko here being 1-0 up. Playing as OKW here, checking out a... not of the most common faction choices you see in the tournaments, of course. I think OKW is fine, but it's quite risky playing this compared to something like Ost here, where you know you have a perfect plan for every stage of the game. Meanwhile, OKW can kind of get very hard to play in the later stages in competitive 1v1s, making it, you know, not picked too often for these tournaments. But yeah.
Fresh conscripts have arrived.
Yeah, it's interesting to see OKW picked. It's always nice to see a little bit of a variety as well.
What do you think about Quiritz here playing Soviets?
Yeah, so again, I'm very interested to see how Quiritz tackles Soviets. We've seen that on the previous game. He is a very, as you said, a very static defensive player. Now Soviets can play, you know, all kinds of styles of play. They can be a bit more aggressive if they want to. You can be more static if you want to. You know, and they have a strong late game. We already know this. So if he can get to the late game in this game, we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah, must have pointed out a very interesting wire from Quiritz on the southern fuel here. Usually you try to wire off the green, but he is wiring off the yellow instead, which is interesting.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like a box he's made.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily hate it, because usually the yellow is more often used than the green. It's just very uncommon, because I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Stops him from like hiding behind the yellow to cap, but then you have the green to deal with. So I'm curious to see how that will come into effect, if it ever comes into effect.
Meanwhile, Nicko here, he has picked up a Kobold, so he's doing some very light harassment here on the forces of Quiritz.
The Kubo, if used effectively, can be very annoying to deal with.
Yeah. I mean, it is basically a unit instead of a Folks squad, so it's not for free he gets a Kobold.
No, you're replacing the one Volks, yeah. I mean, Volks aren't the best infantry ever, so it's not the worst thing. You just kind of have to keep it active, the Kubo, that is, to say, because you're still down on a squad in that sense.
Then we have the Volksgrenadiers sneaking up here. The Kobold is taking all the damage currently, just tanking it. Meanwhile, the Stern Pioneer here, exciting flank.
Kubo getting stuck there, could almost go down. It does go down. It got stuck in the cow.
Oh really? It couldn't drive over that?
It was trying to drive, but got stuck around the cow.
But conscripts here might actually go down.
Oh
just
yeah, that's
Nicko immediately returning the favor. It's gonna be very close. And it goes down. Meanwhile, Flamethrower now in peril. Second squad, we see a panic merge going in, but is it enough? No, Stern Pioneer staying on the field. Nicko, 10k IQ flank here with the Stern Pioneer. Already 10 kills. 11.
Vet 1. 11. Oh my god. That was,
11
that
kills, 1 model lost. That's quite a good kill death ratio for that squad.
I think that's what you call efficiency at the max.
Gets the cutoff as well. What an... I mean, he lost the Kubal, but at the end of the day, I must say, that's worth it. He got a conscript squad.
I mean, yeah, like, maybe I wouldn't have said, like, the Kubal lost for conscript was... Oh, wait, could he get a second one?
Oh, I don't think he's gonna risk that.
With the reinforcements coming out.
He does have the, of course, the concussion grenade here, but he's not gonna use that. He's not gonna risk staying any longer than necessary. And I mean, those Stern Pioneers, you know, you can't not be happy with that result right there, I think.
Yeah, they more than made up for the losses that they took just then.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, if he only took out the conscript and lost the keyboard, like, yeah, that's okay, right? Like, but I still want to say that it was amazing. But then wiping out basically almost a full second squad and 2. Oh my lord, that was beautiful.
Oh yeah. And
Yeah,
yes,
Dish could come out for Quiritz.
ooh, interesting. So we see community defense tactics there. Interesting
Yeah.
choice.
Again, you have the 120 mortar. Dishka, you got the small AT, which I don't know if we'll see that small AT gun, but you know, I see a few people use it still.
It could be very good versus the flak half track, which I'm pretty sure we are going to see.
The flak half truck is one of the best light vehicles in the game. It's so hard to deal with because it's got smoke, you know, it's got suppression. It just does so well.
Yeah. Well, Dushka here set up in the center, but the Folks are holding on to for their lives in the center. Meanwhile, we have another charge coming from the north. Dushka has to reposition here. Probably pulling back just to defend the cutoff, but his fuel is now open for grab.
I don't think you can ask for a better start for Nicko as
Definitely
OKW.
not. Definitely
This
not.
was such a good start.
And this is, you know, this is what you need as OKW, right? Because of their late game, you really need to get far ahead, or like far enough ahead in the start to, you know, take advantage of your faction.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, Stern Pioneer looking for another flank here on the Dushka, but we have the conscripts leaving the base. Going to make very quick work of those Stern Pioneer.
Lots of damage dealt there.
Yeah, 2 volleys and they're basically forced away.
And we do have heals in the base, so it isn't too bad for Nicko because he only dropped 1 model.
Mm-hmm. No manpower yet for the flak though. I think, you know, he's going for Folks, but that Kubal as well kind of slowed him down a bit. Had he not built the Kubal, he would have had the flak out by now, which is...
Yeah, like Kubal really didn't do enough to get much value out of it on its own.
Yeah, we have chat here asking about Commander Terminator rules, and no, there is no Commander Terminator, so Quiritz was free to pick any commander. But I think this is a solid option here, because this is one of those comeback commanders where, you know, you're giving yourself basically an extra chance to come back if you're doing really poorly in the start.
We do have the replacement conscript now coming out finally by Quiritz.
I mean, I expect Quiritz to just go super heavy support weapon here. And it might do him better than he did as Ost here, because, you know, the north is way more wide and open and way more suitable for support weapons than the south, right, with the garrison. And
yeah, exactly. Yeah, there are lots of a lot of ways to get you know, to stall it there.
Oh yeah.
Now the conscripts finally get up to the SCGs.
And that Folk being very potent up there though. Not taking a lot of
the
damage.
isn't gonna do too much with it behind the sandbags.
Interestingly, no flak so far from Nicko. I'm not quite sure what he is considering here. He's floating quite a bit.
Yeah,
He's looking for a light vehicle skip. I mean,
He's going for an MG. He switched instantly.
he doesn't.
So yeah, it looks like he's going to skip the black after.
It seems that way. I mean, it is 8 minutes, I guess, but he didn't really bring any fast medium vehicles here either, like Scavenge or Feuerstern, you know. You get some faster...
Feels like he did such a good start that he didn't need to, like he can wait for the P4.
Oh yeah. I don't hate it, but I think it could really, you know, solidify his advantage here, having access to such a doctrine. But we'll see what he goes for.
I mean,
Yeah,
Quiritz just got his tier 2 up right now, so...
That's probably only for the Sis gun. I doubt we'll see a light vehicle, but for Nicko
yeah,
here
of
we
course
do...
he'll be skipping the light vehicle.
Yeah, but for Nicko here we do have the SWS truck, so probably tier 4 right there.
Mm-hmm. Mine being placed by the engineers between the garrison and the site blocker.
We actually saw Quiritz using that spot last game as well. You
A
know,
very
it's-
active position. A lot of units like to use this area to either push or flank.
I mean, it's not used too often, to be honest, in higher, but it's just that if it is used, you can really punish it, right? Because the vehicle is such a dead fish in the water if it actually hits it there. So I wouldn't say it's the most common passage to use, but if you use it, you can really punish your opponent, which I think is why it's so commonly mined.
It's always a safe mine position.
Yeah, it's like a very long-term investment, I think.
Also, that Dishka really getting pushed by that Volks.
I do like Quiritz there, though. Just, you know, wiggling it about a bit, just to...
I mean, yeah, eventually he was going to get forced back.
Yeah, exactly. And that way he keeps the Dushka on the field without removing it from the map.
I assume the Raketin chooses to deal with any of this cover that's been built by the conscript, because he doesn't need it for any vehicles.
Yeah, interesting option. I'm not sure
The
why
only
that
thing I
Raketin
can,
is there.
the only thing I can think of is to destroy some sandbags that the conscripts will be building. He didn't need it
Yeah.
for anything else.
Surprised Quiritz here. He could have gone for like a 120 mil or something by this point. He's floating quite a bit here.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He hasn't built any of his tier ups. He hasn't got anything from the tier 2. Oh, he's going for tier 3 finally, so he's maybe going to go for a tier 4 right after.
I mean, his first tank is still going to be quite far away.
Yeah,
You
like
really-
he definitely can get something out before the tank.
like what? You think he's going light vehicle?
If he goes light vehicle, then I'll be surprised.
Interesting.
He should just go straight for tier 4.
I mean, he could get a Sis gun, a second Dushka, another one, or a 120 mil. He has a lot of options here, and he can definitely fit at least one more unit before a vehicle here.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
Would you rather be digging graves?
The
Nope,
enemy has
mine
taken our
walked
supply
over by the
sector.
Volks.
Point is ours.
So we have some very slow play here. Nicko pretty much just waiting for his Panzer IV at this point, I think. It's about 2 minutes away.
I've discovered what the Raketin was used for: capping. The Raketin Werfer is a great capping unit.
I mean, I think Asha pretty much nails it here in chat, saying that, you know, getting the Raketin just means he doesn't lose to T70, and that's his only threat, pretty much, because he's so far ahead otherwise. So I think that's a solid analysis right there.
The engineer's just trying to rush that tier 4 up, and we got Ziskin as well in the build. Of course, Quiritz well aware that he's quite behind. He's going to get a Panzer IV on the field soon.
Actually, Quirit's not actually that far from T34. He must have had this queued up, because it didn't look like he had this much fuel earlier.
He had a lot of fuel, to be honest. Like, yeah, I don't know. He had like over 200 when I seen it.
Interesting. Quiritz might actually hit the light vehicle or the medium timing here before Nicko. Even though Nicko had such a huge huge advantage here, both map and engagement-wise.
Well, he didn't really lose his fuel that much, and he skipped the T-70 in the light vehicle, so I guess... It's still Soviets, right? Soviets vehicles are cheap.
I suppose so. It's approximately 50 fuel cheaper than the Panzer IV-J, so...
Yeah. So I guess it's not that surprising, but at the same time, yeah, with Nicko's map controlled.
But yeah, T-34 is in the queue, and so is the P4J. So even matchup there. We also have an 80 gun from both players. I'm not sure. Yeah, there is Molotovs from Quiritz, so he has access to the snare as well. But yeah, map is looking extremely red here in Nicko's favor currently.
Yeah, so much more resources coming in for Nicko. Just needs to not overextend before his Panzer IVs came out. Although can't hit the mine.
Almost actually goes down there. Only dropping one model saved the squad, I think.
Emergency repair kits have been issued to all vehicle crews. Use of high explosive anti-tank ammunition is authorized.
Bit of a worse time if they're going to be sent back to the base. Now this T-34 can do a little bit of work. Well, the Panzer IV is on the field now, so...
Going in for the crush, it looks like. Oh, what a shot from the Panzer IV!
My god, that was devastating.
Yeah, Nicko or Quiritz immediately rebuilding that, but yeah, that's so unfortunate.
That was an execution.
Definitely something, you know, Quiritz can't really afford at this point.
I was about to say it's not too bad for Quiritz, but when that conflict got munched on.
Oh, and Nick or Quiritz did spot this. We have the Panzer Commander used on the Panzer IV, so it can now call in the artillery. Sysgun in position. Could go in for a snare here.
He looks like he's trying for it. But oh, nice damage with the Sysgun.
Gets forced away in the center. Dushka holding the line. Panzer IV staying here. Could get a cracking shot there.
Big risk though, the Sysgun moving on out. Another shot.
Oh, attack round attempt. Could be crucial here. Oh, hits the sandbag.
Nice attempt though.
Yeah.
A League in the build for Nicko.
Ooh.
It's a very interesting choice. You don't often see these.
Yeah, I'm wondering what Quiritz will go for next. Could see a second Sys potentially, or he really needs to start getting these VPs under control. He's been drained down to 200.
But can take a lot of damage from the Dishka there. Sent back to base. But the T-34 has yet to be repaired.
Orders complete. Standing by.
Whereas the Panzer IV is fully repaired.
Get ready.
Yep. Panzer IV, of course, already vet 1 here after these shots. And this conscript squad is actually in trouble. Quite a long way home.
One good shot and that's gone.
Any mines in this area? Not that I can see.
Just not getting those shots needed, but the Volks coming on in. Not targeting them though.
Snare coming in though.
Yeah.
Not really any follow-up ready yet. He does have, of
The
course,
T-34 was just so behind the repairs that it only just got out of base.
Yeah, and I think he can't really do much about the Panzer IV until he has the anti-tank overwatch.
Second T-36 rather is coming out though.
But I mean, the Panzer IV second one isn't that far away either. If Nicko wants one.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. He had that one chance to take out the Panzer IV, and it didn't happen.
But yeah, Raketten has not had a good time so far. I don't think it's hit the T-34 once.
No, it's hit a mine, got dished. Another question is what's Quiritz going to be using this on this manpower? He's got quite a bit, and he's not close to another tank.
Yeah. Oh, Engineer's taking a lot of damage here.
Yeah, they do not want to be there.
Triple cap currently for Nicko. Quiritz just really struggling here, getting the map he needs.
MG34 is suppressing the engineer trying to cap the south. T-34 is going to support them. Panzer IV hasn't been locked in.
Ooh. MG34 almost goes down there. Conscripts in center.
Yeah.
Siskan
Trying to set up.
in position.
Well, the T-34 got on the flank of it, but the Panzer IV was well aware, so he reversed out of there.
Yeah. Quiritz currently just pushing, trying to work all the angles, getting these VPs under control.
Yeah, he's getting the center, but the big shot onto the Panzer IV is this has been really doing a lot of work.
Yeah, already vet 2 here, with only one target.
Yeah, connecting with pretty much every shot.
And you can see Quiritz here using the fact that he has 2 vehicles while his opponent only has 1. Really working the flanks here.
Quiritz well aware that he's going to probably have to deal with another Panzer IV. He's getting a second AT gun.
I mean, seems Nicko might be going for a Panther here.
Yeah,
Or-
he hasn't.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he just locking the Panther. So yeah, the second Zis gun is definitely a fine call.
A bit frightened here though. Quiritz, you know, in 2 minutes he has the anti-tank overwatch. That could spell disaster for Nicko.
If Nicko overextends, you know, that could
I
completely
mean,
ruin
a
it.
snare, and he has 2 T-34-76, which could ram and stun his opponent.
He just needs to save up those munitions. He's got 100, so he's halfway towards 1. So maybe not use the barrages from the Zis gun for a bit, just to save up.
Yeah, he's at least temporarily stopped the drain here of VPs.
Okay, finally targeting one of the tanks.
Yeah, first shot actually connecting. Whoa, what an
Oh,
attack
second long
round!
range, wow.
That was quite the attack round right there. Almost see a third shot.
Yeah.
Quiritz second guessing his repair position here.
I mean, with the shots this Raken's been putting off, he's mad, okay, that he hasn't been able to shoot.
As the Panzer IV reverses into battle.
Is this to show, like, who's dominating?
Oh, and we see they command the Panzer artillery on the Siskan here. Quiritz
Panzer's coming on in, though.
reacts
The
in
T-34
time.
hasn't reacted to it. Finally, the T-34 is moving, but
He has the Siskan there in position, so...
bit of a weird retreat there, reverse rather. So the Panther's just going to go in, it looks like.
I mean, there
more
is a
shot is
snare
needed.
right there. No 80 overwatch ready though for Quiritz. Panther misses the killing blow. Raketten trying to set up. Doesn't get the killing blow on the T-34. As the Raketten takes a lot of damage here, could potentially go down. Second T-34 gets snared. Raketten gets
Big shot from
decrewed.
the League.
Combat engineers here working overtime, trying to get these tanks up to shape.
Katusha. Katusha is a choice for Quiritz. I don't know what I think about this.
Me neither, to be honest, but Nicko
I'm
is
sure,
advancing
yeah.
here through the center.
So Ken does get picked back up though.
Siskan in trouble, and so are the conscripts up north on the VP there. Very low.
I'm retreating past the vault with the flame. It should be fine.
Yeah. As we can see here, Quiritz bleeding VPs once again down to 111 now.
Oh, big shot for the Panzer once again. This is guys munching on the conscripts right now.
But yeah, here comes the Katusha. I'm not quite sure what Quiritz is going to aim for. What type of target here?
Yeah, I really don't know what. I'm curious more than anything.
Maybe he just feels the need for a miracle, and the Katusha at least gives him a chance, you know?
Katyushas are always a risky thing, right?
Yeah.
So maybe just needs one good barrage wiping out a few squads, you know?
They are now at 100 points.
Man can dream.
But yeah, now we're down to double digits here for Quiritz, and Nicko currently grabbing the third VP here, so about to hit triple cap, which is definitely going to put some pressure here on Quiritz. He needs to start grabbing these VPs. Not sure that conscripts in the far east is going. Could definitely be grabbing the VP instead.
Yeah, right now fuel is not the priority. Not when you're leading a triple cap. But I guess the other squad's coming out to cap it now.
Yeah.
T-54 is in a situation, but he's gonna get out of there.
Katusha.
Oh, his engineers.
Not quite in position here.
Engineers might go down actually. No? Oh, they're fine.
Seems like they'll be fine. Conscript on the fuel in the east though. Getting very low here. Panzer 4 on the hunt.
Oh, that is a dead squad, unless it gets lucky. Nope, they got lucky.
And Katusha opening fire on the Raketten. As the Panther is creeping forward.
He's gonna get out, but the Volks is looking low as well.
But I mean, the VPs are still bleeding. 60 now for Quiritz. And he's not gonna keep the south for long.
Terrain not looking good. Well, it hasn't been looking good for Quiritz for most of this game, but there was times where he could have came back into this, but it's looking very soon at this point. He needs to do a big push if he's going to do something, because he needs to get these zones.
They are down only to 50 points.
I don't think these staggered advances are really helping him at this point. And he's not even close to that anti-tank overwatch with only 130 munitions, rather.
Oh. Artillery coming down on the Dushka here. Forced away. Sysguns repositioning.
Oh, big amount of losses on the Dushka.
I will see heat rounds used there from the Panther on the T-34.
25 points
Standing
remaining.
dangerously close there to his own mine. And
I don't see how he's going to do anything with Quiritz now.
I must say though, like Quiritz just keeps attacking the part of the map that Nicko is defending. Like he was attacking the south when Nicko's forces were there, and he's attacking the north now. But Nicko is already repositioned, and Quiritz
and
just
he surrenders.
throws in the towel. No time for him. GG, well played.
Yeah, there was the potential for Quiritz to get back into this game, but I don't think. I think he lost the chance when the Panther came out.
Oh yeah.
Once that Panther came out, he really need the anti-tank overwatch, and he had no munitions for most of it. So it was just not looking good for him.
True, true. But yeah, let's check out the score screen here. And of course, yeah, GG, well played to you know, Nicko. Just very, very dominant in this series, I must say.
Yeah, he honestly played so well today.
Yes, this is best of 3. So Nicko takes home this series, and that means Quiritz is going down to the 3rd place, I think.
Versus whoever wins the other match, which we'll see who that is
Yeah.
in a bit.
Not sure how far Mr. A has gotten.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But I mean, here you have the scores. Not as one-sided as I thought it would be, but you know, Quiritz did still have quite a large army at the end there. He just didn't have the momentum and no time, pretty much.
Nicko kept putting the pressure on from the start to the finish, right? That was a great OKW start, wiping out the conscript and bleeding both the engineer and the other conscript.
Yeah, that Stern Pioneer play at the start, you know, usually you don't see Stern Pioneers getting that much value in these type of games.
11 kills in 3 minutes?
Yeah.
You don't ever see that.
I mean, it's just, you know, usually the Stern Pioneer just gets focused fired, but that flank was so huge, you know, the conscripts were already preoccupied fighting the Volksgrenadier and the Kubel, so Stern Pioneer just had free reign to just damage.
Yeah, I don't think anyone expected that.
Yeah. But let's check out, see if the other series is done here, then I'll send you guys over.
Jibber Jabber Jabber versus Love Nest. It's gonna be an interesting matchup anyway.
Yeah, I'll send you guys over to AE then, I guess, since that game isn't finished yet. And then I guess AE will raid Dutchman for the 3rd place? Or is AE probably going to do the finals? Should I send you guys to Dutchman instead? Probably. But yeah, cheers for watching, peoples. And of course, check out Nathan, twitch.tv/newbiesnathan. And I think you're on YouTube as well, right? You casted some...
yeah, I upload some of the casts when I have time, yeah.
Yeah, you casted some of the games yesterday, didn't you?
I did the Findeed versus Orange Pest and the Orange Pest versus Gibber games.
Oh, yeah.
Some great games there.
So if you missed those, you could check out his channel.
I'll be uploading them soon.
But yeah, we have Gibber Lovenest. It's 1-0 on AE Code channel. I'll send you guys over to Dutchman. He's going to do the 3rd place whenever that happens, which is after that series. But yeah, thank you for watching, and bye-bye, and bye, Nathan.
Bye-bye.